Question is, are you optimizing for brand new facilities, space, larger yards, or walkability and prestige? Also depends on what kind of life you want to live. If you're looking for coffee shops and restaurants and something walkable and walk to the library, and you love these old homes which have a lot of history and a lot of charm, you get bigger lots, you get younger homes, newer construction. You might even be able to get more garage space, that quieter. There are farms and trails and open spaces. You're moving to the Philadelphia suburbs and you're stuck between two of the most popular counties. Where am I moving? Am I moving to Montgomery County? Am I moving to Chester County? In this video, I'm going to break down the details about each county, what works, what doesn't work, the hidden costs that people might miss, and the ones that makes us. You got to have it make sense based on what you're optimizing for and not just what sounds nice on paper. So the school, the commute times, all of that is important, and it's always a trade-off, and you have to figure out what's important for you. Folks, I'm Bella Vora. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty. I've been helping buyers and sellers in Chester and Montgomery counties for over 16 years as a realtor. Dozens of my clients have asked me these questions before, and so I'm making this video. So hopefully it'll help you decide Chester versus Montgomery. So starting with the basics, this is the Chester County and this is Montgomery County, and you want to see it, overlaid on a map here. Close to Philadelphia, the fifth largest city in the country. Chester County is known for its open space, newer construction, top-tier school districts, of course, and that country estate feel. Even in the suburbs, think towns like Downingtown, Westchester, Malvern, Exton, Chester Springs. Those are some of the names. Montgomery County is known for its walkability. These are the mainline suburbs of Philadelphia. They're closer to Philadelphia than the Chester County suburbs. And it also has that classic mainline prestige. The names that you might hear in Montgomery County are Bryn Mawr, 𝐿𝐻𝐭, Wayne, King of Prussia, Ardmore, Manayunk. These counties have excellent schools, both of them, and both have strong property values. Both attract professionals relocating from New York and DC and out of state, but they solve different priorities. So let's get to those. The next one would be school districts. If you have children, this is probably your number one filter to purchase a home. So Chester County school districts, especially in the northern part of Chester County, are the Downingtown Area School District with its STEM Academy, the Great Valley Schools, Westchester, Unionville, Chatsford. These are some of the Chester County school districts. These are large, well-funded districts. They are ranked pretty high. You get modern buildings, more land, newer homes around them, and that are zoned in these top schools. They're suburban. Montgomery County has the mainline districts. That's Lower Merion, Radnor, Teddyford, Easttown. They carry serious prestige. Lower Merion is one of the most competitive districts in the state, ranked really high on the top 100 charts. There's also the northern Montgomery County school districts like Springford schools, which have been growing rapidly in the last 5 to 7 years. Montgomery County school districts tend to be older, they're smaller, and they're historically more established. You get walkable neighborhoods, train access, classic architecture, but the homes might be older and you're paying a premium for that mainline zip code. Question is, are you optimizing for brand new facilities, space, larger yards, or walkability and prestige? There's no wrong answer, really, but most buyers have to think through what really matches their lifestyles, really. So before we move away from school districts, I do want to point out to great resources that are online like greatschools.org or niche.com that talk about the ratings. I know online portals have this 1 to 9 ratings, though I'm not sure what is behind the math behind the ratings. So you go to greatschools.org or other such sites, and you get a different perspective. Because from my experience working with home buyers, some are looking for a teacher-student ratio, some are looking for college acceptance rate, some are looking for STEM education, some are looking for special needs. So each parent has a different, or sports or music. So each parent has a different idea of what they need for their kids, and so the school website and the staff should be able to help you with that. The next thing is the commute and transportation. Clearly, with all the work, people being called back to work from offices, the transportation and the commutes become very important. So if you want to be working in the city and you're taking the train in, Montgomery County wins hands down, because these suburbs are closer to the city of Philadelphia. Your commute times are shortened. There are many more train options in Montgomery County. The Paoli Thorndale line runs through the main line, right? You can catch a train from Wayne, Bryn Mawr, Ardmore, and be in Center City in less than 30 minutes. Something to keep in mind, like the town of Wayne straddles 3 different counties. Part of it is in Delaware County, Radnor Township. Part of it is in Tredyffrin, Easttown, Chester County, and part of it is in Montgomery County, Upper Merion. Some of these overlap. So you might hear, hey, Wayne, and then you hear Chester County, and then you hear, the school district, Tredyffrin, Easttown. And you might be talking about the same exact location, but you're referring to it in 3 different ways. Chester County also has train access, but there's only just one line, the R5 line that comes all the way to Thorndale. And the main stations there are Exton, Downingtown, Malvern, and all along the same line parallel to Route 30. The ride now is a little longer. From Downingtown, you're looking at 60 minutes on the train to Center City, and the frequency is less. There are not many fast train options, though the Keystone Amtrak line runs along the same tracks, and so you could get the Amtrak train and get into the city for your commute as well. The next section would be lifestyle and walkability. It also depends on what kind of life you want to live. If you're looking for coffee shops and restaurants and, something walkable and, walk to the library, and you love these old homes which have a lot of history and a lot of charm, you're talking about Montgomery County and, closer to the city. You want that village center feel where you have little, mom and pop small businesses as well. But if you're thinking outer townships, if you're thinking Chester County, we are a little more north and west, you're essentially car dependent. You're driving everywhere. You're driving to the gym, you're driving to the grocery store because things are a little more spread out and wider, and even meeting friends for dinner and such. And you do see some more big box retail and restaurants in this area than you would, say, in the main line. Here we are, you're trading off. In Chester County, you get bigger lots, you get younger homes, newer construction. You might even be able to get more garage space. They're quieter. There are farms and trails and, open spaces, and, your mountains are nearby for your entertainment, and lakes for your entertainment needs. But in Montgomery County, especially closer to Philly, you have walkable downtowns, you have classic architecture, you have the train access and more restaurants and nightlife within walking distance, and better access to the city life as well. So the question is, do we want a little quieter space and more room and younger homes, or, do we want that prestige, walkability, and, activity close by? Now, one last thing also to worry about is the hidden costs. So keep an idea on the taxes. When you're working in Philadelphia, there's city taxes that are involved, and it depends on if you live closer to Philly, the rate might be different from if you're living in the suburbs. Newer homes have higher taxes usually, especially in Chester County, and the older homes were not reassessed. But Delaware County recently reassessed all their taxes. Montgomery County would have, they're closer to the city, and there are many older homes, and so you may be, saving a little bit on taxes over there. You may need cars. You definitely need 2 cars in Chester County, but in Montgomery, you can maybe, closer to the city, you can get away with just public transport and being able to walk everywhere. So that premium to have the cars, to have the garage parking, to have the maintenance on older homes also, like, the younger homes are presumably low maintenance, but they have high HOA fees sometimes, and they're mostly in neighborhoods. That's how the developments have occurred in Chester County. Whereas, in Montgomery County, closer to the main line, you have, individual homes, so no HOAs really, but the maintenance is a little more involved. They're not your typical cookie cutter colonials over there. There's always these trade-offs with cost of living and, any hidden costs beyond, what you would spend otherwise. So this is the decision framework I give my clients. You choose Chester County if you want newer construction and modern finishes, if you want to prioritize the yard space and you want quiet neighborhoods, when you're remote or hybrid or infrequent work from office kind of situations. You want low maintenance in the first 5 to 10 years, and you're okay with a car dependency. Choose Montgomery County if you commute into Philadelphia all the time, if you want walkability and train access, if you value historic charm and established neighborhoods. You're willing to pay a premium for that mainline prestige, and you want proximity to the restaurant, the cultures, and the city and the nightlife over there. So this is what I tell everybody. Don't choose based on what sounds impressive. Choose based on what you'll actually use. So hope this was helpful in comparing the 2 counties and figuring out where you want to live. Check out this video of 5 things you should know before you move to the Philadelphia suburbs. The link is in the description below. It's a very helpful analysis for if you're moving. And if you're serious, if you're absolutely looking for some, deeper understanding of the pricing, the neighborhoods in, both of these counties, or in Delaware County and in Philadelphia suburbs in general. Let's set up a phone consult. I have my link in the description. Set up a time to chat. There is no obligation, absolutely. I begin all my buyers with a get ready to buy Zoom consult, and it's absolutely free and no obligation. I'm happy to do that with you. The links are all in the description. I'm Bella Vora. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.